Hey guys, okay, this is the third part of my video. Okay, so here is the thing. You're wondering why I'm in the middle of my road in my neighborhood. I want to kind of give you a visual of what I'm talking about because I can say it, but I just now have opportunity to tell you what is one of the most dangerous parts of riding in the rain in your slingshot. One of the most parts that's just really dangerous is the road itself. Okay, now you're wondering, what do you mean the road itself? Okay, so the worst time to ride the slingshot if you're in the rain is when it first begins to rain. When you first get the first droplets, the first mist, the first wetness on the road, that's the worst time to do it, because coming from a motorcycle environment, this can translate into the slingshot world. And what I mean by that is all the cars, trucks, buses, dump trucks, whatever vehicle is four wheels, most of the time, where does the oil, the power steering, the antifreeze, all their oils, all their liquids, where does it go? It goes in the middle. So if you ever see on the road, okay, sorry, make sure. If you ever seen the road, when you see the road, you see the middle why it's dark. The reason why it's dark is because that's where all the oil is at, all from the leaking cars. And it's somewhat okay when you're riding your slingshot because it really doesn't bother that. What makes it worse is when it rains, because when the oil and all that gets mixed with the water, it makes it really, really slippery. And of course, where is the driving force to your slingshot? In the middle, your back tire. And so when you're riding, especially when it first starts going, you must be very, very careful, because your back tire could spin. It hit the right oil when it's all wet, it could be really bad for you. So I suggest, if you have to ride in the rain or you're going to ride in the rain, wait till you get a nice little rain so that the rain can wash off all the oils and stuff in the middle of the road. Because like right here, when you're in your lane, this right here is where the worst parts, because it could be just disastrous for you. And another thing too is, as I said in another video, water. So let me kind of say this right here. It only takes this much water right here for your slingshot to hydrate. It's not even that deep, but just that thin little piece of water can send your slingshot going that way, wherever. So you must be very careful. And also too, at night. Also another thing, riding at night when it's raining or when the road is wet is one of the most dangerous parts of riding a slingshot when it's raining or wet, because that it being dark, you won't be able to see the puddles of water, and that could cause the hydroplane even worse. Because at least during the day, I can see little puddles. If I'm riding my slingshot, oh, I see a puddle over there. Okay, I know to avoid it, or take it easy going over the puddle. But when you're at nighttime and you don't see it, it makes it worse because you don't know what's happening. You're not ready for it. So try not to ride at night in the rain as well, because the darkness plus the rain plus the puddles, I'm telling you, you're going to hydroplane and you wouldn't even know it. But at least if something happens, you run a hydroplane, at least it's daylight, you'd be able to see the water before you hit it. And the last thing I want to say about this subject of riding slingshot in rain, and not many people think about this or realize this, but there are very, very slippery things on the road, and you don't even recognize it or think about it. Let me show you. Okay, so can y'all tell me what part of this is dangerous for a slingshot? Just look. If you know what it is, put a comment down below. Just want to see. Haven't figured it out yet? Okay, let me tell you. The danger of the slingshots and other vehicles and stuff like that, especially slingshots and motorcycles, is this right here. This line. This right here. This right here. This right here, the yellow line. This are the worst for slingshots and motorcycles. And you wonder why. Now, not exactly this one, because this one you can kind of see it's all, it's been here since 25, 30 years now. So it's nice and, the rocks coming through. But when you're in the highway or you're at stoplights that they just freshly painted them, or they've been painted for a couple of years and they have that top coat and it's so pure white, those are the most dangerous parts of the road too as well. Because what if you're at a light and your back tire is here on this and you decide you want to go ahead and take off, say boom, go take off. Your tire will spin so much, so fast that you feel like you're not going anywhere, and you won't be going anywhere. But as soon as your tire hits this right here, this part of the road where you get some traction, it could possibly kick your tire out, and if your wheels turned even a little bit, you can either hit the car to the left or to the right of you, or you could actually go into oncoming traffic. So when you pull up, I make sure when I pull up to a stop sign or a light or whatever, and I know it's wet and I know that it's been raining, I make sure I either pull up forward enough that I'll be past this, or I will put my slingshot in between these. So my front will be here, my back will be here. So I just want to make sure that my tire does not hit that white piece. Or when you're changing lanes and stuff like that, especially, you have the ones that's darted, you make sure that you don't want to hit the yellow ones either. Make sure when you go over, you go over gradually, safely. Don't just go straight over, because if your tire hits that, it could also send you on a tailspin. Now again, this is all just being helpful and advice, trying to save lives, trying to just help people out that I've seen myself, or I have been in situations where I have had my tire spin on that. And this is also people who just got their slingshot, just trying to give you some good advice. That is one thing too. And the last thing I want to say about riding a slingshot in the rain and being wet is this. If you are at a friend's house, at work, or wherever you're at, and it's going to be raining, make sure you let the person know, your mom, your dad, your sister, your uncles, whoever is close to you. Let them know that, like me, when I know I'm on my way to work and it's been raining or the road's wet, I make sure I call my wife and say, hey baby, I'm on my way home. You just want to make sure that since the roads are wet and it makes it a little bit more dangerous than just your normal ride, just let a loved one know that you're on the way, or wherever you get somewhere, just send a text, call them, say, hey look, I made it, I'm good. Don't worry, because you just don't want a situation where you're riding and something happens to you and nobody knows where you're at, especially when it comes to riding the slingshots in the rain or in a environment that's dangerous already as it is, but it's actually multiplied because of rain or wetness. That you just want to make sure that you take care of yourself and let other people know that you're safe. So those are my tips on riding in the rain, and I have more advice about riding in the rain, but for now, these are the things I can come up with right now that I want to share with y'all. If you have any questions or anything you want to say, just leave in comments below, and wait for my next video. Peace.